I got a big announcement to make. If you haven't noticed this giant mess behind me, but I am in the process of packing up my office and I'll be moving in the coming days. I'm really excited and a little bit sad to be saying goodbye to my first home and my dream office that I just built a few years ago. But hey, you know what they say, every ending has a new beginning. And this new beginning is going to be amazing. Now the beauty in all of this is we get to do it all over again and build another dream workspace. I'm so pumped to share with you this next journey and build a more studio focused workspace that's even better in every way possible. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the entire process from the initial design to the final touches. So grab a cup of coffee or water if you're like me, and let's build this dream studio together. Officially moved in. This is the new studio space. First, let me get you guys up a little higher. These old knees cannot stay like this for long. All right, let's get you guys up here on my trusty tripod. So if you see behind me, you can already see there's been some work already done in this room. I had to open up that wall so I could run some Cat 6 cables. There was no network drops in here. Anyway, so what we're gonna be doing now is kind of focus on the walls and ceiling. I need to throw some paint on here and clean everything up and prep the walls. And as we go about this video, I'll talk about why this is a more studio focused workspace than my previous office that I did a few years ago at my old house. And if you wanna see that video, I'll put that link up here or the link in the description. So this might be a 2-part video, maybe 3, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna have to cut it up because this is gonna be a next few weeks project to get everything completely set up, everything on the walls, everything hooked up. Hopefully you guys stay tuned for the whole entire series and you learn a few things. All right, so let's get on with the rest of this video and keep working. All right, so all the walls are prepped and painted, and I started with the ceiling first, and I just went with this standard ceiling white color, nothing fancy. And a quick pro tip here, if you are painting a ceiling, put a light source at a lower angle facing up. It'll kind of cast a shadow and it's much easier to see what you've painted or haven't painted. And on the walls, I went with a Sherwin-Williams product called Duration, and they had a matte finish, which gives it just a hint of sheen on it. The color is called Westchester Gray, and the reason why I chose that color, because it's very close to an 18% gray. When I was researching, you know, the best colors to paint a studio, I went down a bunch of Reddit rabbit holes, and people recommended this color as close to being 18%. If you don't know why 18% is kind of like that magic number, it's going to be the most neutral point, especially for, you know, color matching, white balance, and just being able to not have colors bouncing off and reflecting off different surfaces. And as you notice, the back wall isn't painted, and that's because I got something special planned for that wall. So this back wall is going to be acoustic paneling, and I went with something I found on Amazon from a product called Avana, and they have a bunch of different finishes, but I chose the traditional walnut, and they come in 2 pieces for $130. So the acoustic paneling is really going to help with the audio and the sounds bouncing off the walls. It's going to sound hopefully much better. Right now, let's do a test. So this is without the acoustic panels, and now this is what it sounds like with the acoustic panels installed. It still sounds a little echoey in here because I don't have any furniture. It's completely bare. Once I start moving in the furniture and start putting stuff on the walls, it won't be as bad. However, I definitely noticed an improvement with the acoustic panels installed. I'm really excited to record all my videos in here, and I think the audio is going to sound way better than it's ever been. Now I want to talk about the acoustic panels and what you can expect if you're interested in purchasing these. Luckily in my area, I got it within 2-3 days using Prime, and I think it's packed pretty well. They do put corner pieces and then they stuff cardboard all around it, so it should be able to handle some minor dings and dents on the box. Now these acoustic panels have a foam panel on the back and then these wood strips, but they're not actually wood. It's kind of like the MDF compressed wood, and then a small thin veneer that gives it that wood finish. This is not going to be solid wood or anything like that. That would cost thousands of dollars. Installing the panels, you can use 1 or 2 ways. You can use some paneling glue, or you can just use screws right into your wall. I chose to use the screws just in case I have to take a panel off for whatever reason, or reconfigure something or change them. I think it would be much easier and it would not damage the wall whenever I take them off. I used a circular saw to make all my cuts and a ultra fine finish blade. Now the most time consuming part was all the little cuts around the outlets, and then I also put a piece of plywood in the center of the wall. I like to have the monitors kind of floating there on the wall instead of just, you know, a monitor arm directly on a wood top. So it took me about 2 days to install these acoustic panels. panels. Now, the only major issue I ran into installing the panels was on one part of the wall. It was kind of bowed out and a little bit off, so the panel was not sitting completely flush on the wall. That's basically just shitty construction. It had nothing to do with the acoustic panels, but I did have to use some of that paneling glue and then put in some anchors on the wall because there was no studs to secure it to. It took a little more time and I had to MacGyver a few things to make it work, but finally I got it there. Now, there's two other small things I didn't really like about these acoustic panels. One is there's some color variation. There's some really dark and really light, and it's just not consistent all the way across the wall. I'm okay with like natural wood grain. You can see the changes of the wood. Always very common with real wood. However, with these panels, it's very different from panel to panel. And the second thing is gonna be the spacing or gaps, especially in between the two joints when you meet two panels. When you join those two panels, it is larger than all the other spaces on the panel. I'm not sure if that's how all other acoustic panels are, but it definitely throws me off and my OCD starts kicking in because I like everything to be perfect, nicely even, and just have symmetry everywhere. I can't complain too much because I'm paying 130 bucks for two panels. Some other companies would charge you $200 or more just for one panel. Still really happy the way it turned out, and I really can't wait to get this room completely set up with everything. I still think these panels are worth checking out if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend thousands of dollars to put up some acoustic paneling. If you are interested in these panels, I'll drop the link in the description below. Just remember, if you do use my affiliated links, it does help support the channel and more future content for you guys. That's gonna be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, smash a like button, put some comments below. Let me know what you think about how this turned out. And don't forget to stay tuned. I'm gonna be releasing more videos on the entire process of my new studio. And that's it, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.